Take me out to left field. Give me a shot of Fireball. Give me some high fives from Mark Peña and a hug from Jeff Cross as we stand on top of the tables. Hearing the horns, that's a blast. For it's 1, 2, 3 shots from the cannon with the ladies of left field.
Hey y'all, it's game time with the ladies of left field. I'm here today it's just me and Katie today. Jordan's tied up with things this week, so we're gonna cover her hot girl headline, and we'll get started here.
Yeah.
Jordan's is the Stanley Cup Finals still going on. The Las Vegas Golden Knights have a 2-1 series lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. And apparently it's been a really entertaining series. I haven't watched any of it, but the last 2 games have gone into overtime. And in the third game, Las Vegas had a 4-0 lead after 2 periods, and Carolina scored 3 goals in 39 seconds. I have no idea how that's even possible. But
yeah, wild.
Clearly it is. So anyway, I imagine that was, definitely people were going crazy. Then they went on to tie, but Vegas went on and prevailed in double overtime. So still, again, quite the hockey game there. The fourth game is Tuesday tonight, so that will have already happened by the time we drop. And then game 5 will be Thursday night because, of course, they ensured a game 5 by winning with a 2-1 series. And then if necessary, games are on Sunday and then next Wednesday to close out the Stanley Cup championship. So all you hockey fans out there you go.
There you go. Sounds like an entertaining series.
Exactly. Yeah. And then my hot girl headline is the World Cup is starting this weekend. And so everybody is kind of hyped up if you're a soccer fan. Even if you aren't a soccer fan, I think it's pretty cool. It's just kind of a thing. Especially early on, when everybody, has a chance. And it's in the United States, so games are going to be played all over. In fact, our friend Nimish is going to be going to one in a few weeks. Saw him this past weekend, and he said that he was going to a match. I don't remember exactly where he was going. I can't remember. There's matches. There's one in Dallas at some point. I mean, at Jerry World. There's one in Houston at some point. They're definitely in California. I'm sure Chicago, New York,
Well, maybe that's what he said, because him and Mita are taking a trip to California.
So maybe that's when they're doing it. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, but it's not shocking that Nimish would be going to a World Cup game because I think he's actually left the country and gone to the other countries before for World Cup. So
yeah,
but the United States, their group is Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey, and they open play on Friday night at 8 p.m. against Paraguay. And for those of you who are not familiar with World Cup soccer, because it is a little bit different, it begins with group play, which there's 4 teams in a group, and you play all 3 teams. So you're ensured of playing three matches, and a team gets 3 points with a win, 1 point with a tie, no points if you lose. So at the end of group play, the top 2 teams with the most points advance, and then from there it's the knockout rounds, and then it's win or go home. And if in those games, if a game is tied at the end of 90 minutes, there's a 30-minute extra time to see if somebody can score and win outright that way. And then if it's still tied after that, it goes to the penalty kicks, and each team will get 5 kicks. And then if it's still tied after that, each team will just get 1. They'll go back and forth until one team makes it and the other doesn't. So it's kind of exciting. I mean, soccer can be boring, but it also can be exciting.
Yeah, totally. I completely agree.
So and like I said, there's lots of patriotism. Everybody's chanting USA and and we will win, all that stuff. I believe we will win. That little chant, I believe. And then yeah. And there was something else I was going to say about it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but anyway, it's it's fun. So
it is fun. It's more. I feel like it's more fun and more thrilling than most other soccer you watch. And
yes, by far
into it. Because you do get very attached to your country, and
yes,
it's
and it really is. I mean, it's on a time limit. Like that's also another thing is like the clock never stops. So at the end of 90 minutes, sometimes, or at the end of each half, like all of a sudden, the referee's like going, we're adding on 5 minutes or whatever when somebody, fell down and, they're, in fact, they're They look like they're, have broken their leg, and then they pop back up, and, it's all like, okay.
The magic spray out and like spray them.
Yes.
Pop right up, keep going as they're writhing on the ground a minute before.
Yes, exactly. So
yeah,
just get ready for to hear commercials. I mean, the commercials are already all on TV. So just prepare for that for the next month and a half, because that's what happens with the World Cup.
Yeah. And, here after the NBA, after the College World Series, it kind of goes into the dead season of
so it is.
So it is nice to have the World Cup on.
It is.
As we kind of finish out a lot of the other big sports.
It definitely is.
Yeah, it does keep you entertained.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to have 2 hot girl headlines. My first one is just going to be a continuation of the NBA, because I have reported on it consistently now. And we are in the finals. I mentioned that last week. It's the Knicks versus the Spurs. I think all of us thought that San Antonio was going to run away with it, in all honesty, and that has not been the case.
No.
I think everybody was pretty shocked. The Knicks took the first 2 games, pretty handily as well. And the first 2 games were in San Antonio, so that was surprising. And then now Game 3 shifted back into New York, into New York City, which has been wild about the New York Knicks. I mean, I feel like they're kind of even America's team at this point. And so Madison Square Garden was just rocking last night. I mean, every single possible famous person was there, like that whole Hollywood row, the front row was just like everybody. So, and it was a hype arena, but the Spurs pulled it out.
Yep.
And the Spurs won Game 3. Wemby looked great in this Game 3 performance. Finally, he kind of had lackluster Game 1, Game 2. So this is his best performance. He had 32 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 blocks. Also, rookie Stephon Castle looked really good last night. Super clutch. 23 points. And then this was the big thing. In the first 2 games, the Spurs really kind of struggled in the fourth quarter. But this time, it was the opposite. The Spurs defense really came through in the fourth quarter and held the Knicks to only 20 points. And again, this was the Knicks' first playoff loss. They had a 13-game winning streak going in the playoffs.
Wow.
So that was crazy.
Yeah.
So interesting. It's just been an interesting finals. Because here we all thought the Spurs were going to kind of dominate. They didn't. And now we all thought, going to Madison Square Garden, for sure the Knicks would win. And then they lost. So I don't know. It's just been a little surprising. So we'll see what's next. Jalen Brunson has been amazing for the Knicks, but he did struggle a little bit in Game 3. He still scored 32 points, but that was on 25 shots. So that's kind of, not really good percentage there. Had 5 turnovers. Bridges really struggled, only had 2 points. So, yeah, we'll see. So Game 4 is on June 10th. And again, it stays in New York. So 1 more game in New York. And then Game 5 will be June 13th, back in San Antonio. And then depending upon that, and where it is at that point, Game 6 would be June 16th in New York. And then the Game 7, if needed, would be June 19th back in San Antonio. So like lots of travel towards the end. It's like back and forth as they get into after, Game 6 and Game 7.
Okay.
So we'll see. I don't really know what to expect. Like I was one of those people who thought maybe the Spurs would sweep them. And then it's like, well, now I have no clue.
Right.
So,
and then it starts to look like, okay, the Knicks are going to run away with this when they win the first 2 games in San Antonio.
Yeah. So anyways, fascinating. And then the biggest thing we care about is the College World Series.
Yes.
Because our Texas Longhorns are going. We're going to Omaha, y'all. And we'll get all into our game. But just big picture, College World Series. It is the number 3 Georgia Bulldogs, also an SEC team. The number 6 Texas Longhorns. The number 7 Alabama Crimson Tide, also an SEC team. The number 16 West Virginia Mountaineers. If you've ever seen that game on TV, those Mountaineer fans are getting hyped for college baseball right now. That's kind of been fun to watch. The number 5 North Carolina Tar Heels. And then a couple teams that were like way less expected to be there. Ole Miss, Troy, and Oklahoma. So
I would say Troy was definitely not expected to be there, at least by somebody of my knowledge. I would have known, wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah. So it's a 8-team bracket. So game 1 starts on Friday, June 12th, and it's West Virginia versus Troy. Game 2 is going to be North Carolina versus Ole Miss. And then on Saturday, game 3 is Alabama versus Oklahoma. So that's an SEC matchup. And then game 4, our game, is Saturday night, and it's Georgia versus Texas, which is interesting, us being the 2 highest rated teams that we end up playing first.
Right.
In this bracket. So then...
And our bracket's all SEC.
It is, all SEC, which is also interesting.
Yeah.
It is a 2-game elimination tournament, or bracket. So you can lose 1 game and move to the loser's bracket and keep playing.
Right.
As soon as you lose 2 games, we call it like you go 0-2 in a barbecue, or you just lose. You don't ever want to go 0-2 in a barbecue. You don't want to lose your first 2. You want to at least win 1 and keep playing. But yeah, so, and then the championship series, as you continue through the bracket, those games are like June 14th through the 17th. And then the championship series, the 2 final teams, then it turns into a best of 3 finals, which is fun. Back in the day when Kasey and I first started going to Omaha, it was only a 1-game championship, which was it was intense. It's still intense, but now it was kind of cool, I think, when they moved it to the best out of 3 finals.
Yeah, definitely.
So in that will run from Saturday, June 20th through the weekend, and then on Monday, if a game 3 is needed. So there you go. There's your whole scoop on the College World Series.
One thing that I thought of, and I don't know because it's hard to look at and I haven't looked at it closely, like the full bracket. I mean, I'm just going on memory of how it always has been, but I'm just curious. I don't think they're going to do this, but how softball flip-flopped the losers. Remember how like we played Nebraska and they, it's like they flip-flopped the losers out of the...
Right, at the end. And we were like surprised by that.
Yeah, in our bracket. So I'm just, I doubt that baseball is doing that, but it was kind of one of those things that I was like, wonder if they're going to do that, So, because even when you look on the
bracket itself,
if you try to find like a schedule, it starts, you just start getting confused because it's like game 5 winner, game 7, and you're just like, oh gosh, it's like just trying to figure out. And so I haven't gone that. It's just something that popped into my head earlier today.
Yeah.
So something I'll pay attention to next week.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking at it now and it is hard to you would definitely have to envision.
It's like you have to almost write it down and figure out, yeah. So, but yeah,
Mark and I and PJ are flying to Omaha on Thursday, afternoon, evening. And so that should be super fun.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Y'all, Kasey and Barn are going to also Port A, which is fun.
Although, so I had been investigating, and looking up sports bars and found like several that were, looked really great and all that stuff. And then, of course, when the Spurs win last night, and then I hear today, game 5 will be on Saturday night. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, because that means that I'm sure, hopefully I can, if we have to, we'll just watch it at the house, at our rental house. But we were kind of like wanting to go to a sports bar with, there'll be like Jared and Brad and Meredith would want to go and stuff. But I don't know if anybody will let us have a TV.
I know you're really like, can we just have that TV in the corner, please?
Yeah, if they're going to be overrun with Spurs fans, so maybe I'll have to go ask places on Friday because we'll probably go somewhere Friday to watch the World Cup, and I'll probably have to ask somebody and be like, "Are y'all going to be completely Spurs, or can we have a few TVs?"
Yeah, so that's a good idea.
I couldn't remember. Do you remember the name of that place that we stumbled upon that Sunday? Remember that Sunday evening?
Wasn't it Stingrays?
Was that Stingrays? Well, that's the one that's recommended as the best. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all should check. I'm gonna say check that place out. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, so we mentioned, let's get into our baseball recap. You want to start, Case? Tell us what happened.
Yes. Well, our regional was great. It was we swept through it 2-0. the games were late at night, so that was a bit of a challenge, but it didn't hold back anybody from being there. The crowds were great both nights.
Yeah, amazing.
It was amazing. Energy was high, so that was awesome. That was super, super awesome. Game 1, we pretty much, we dominated 11-3. Dylan Volantis was, on again, struck out 10 over 5 1/3 innings, had a career high at 110 pitches. Now, I do not Oregon was able to get people on, but he stranded them. Like, they never could. He would get the outs in, when the runners were in scoring position. So he was just shutting them down. So all of that was like excellent stuff. Burns, Harrison, and Walls were the ones that came in. They combined to close out the game. And so they held Oregon to 1 run on 1 hit. So pitching did its job. I think we might have had one time where we were kind of like, what are you doing? Like, putting people in, but that's up to the coach and staff, and they did their job. A-Rod was on fire. He was on fire the entire weekend. He was the hitting hero.
Yes.
So he had 5 RBI in Saturday's game.
Wow. I don't think I even realized that until
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't either until like looking at notes. And then Kasey Barba and Ethan Mendoza each had a home run. So it really felt like this game, we were in control, of the majority of the time in this one. So I felt like, it was, I think that it was super hot. Apparently it was like super, super hot inside the stadium. Like, the humidity was high. You could see like the players, if you watched replays and stuff, like the players were just like drenched. And so I think it was definitely a draining game for Dylan when he was pitching, like even when he came out, but he got a standing ovation. It was like, so cool. It's really great.
And I think we were getting like a great breeze out in left field. And so we were like fine, actually. But then everybody who would kind of come out from the stadium would be like, oh my God, it's
so hot.
20 degrees cooler out here. They're like, it's not moving at all in there. So I don't know. One of our good benefits from our left field.
Yes, definitely. And
it was a great game. It was easy. It was late, but we all had fun and we never were super stressed.
Right. Yeah. It was definitely, left field on Saturday, like before the game, it reminded me of old school regional time and super regionals. I mean, it was packed with people.
Yeah.
Just
packed with people, everybody having a great time.
Yeah.
Vibes were high. It was fun. Really, really fun.
Yes.
And then we come to Sunday.
Yep.
I mean, that 8:00 start was rough on everybody, y'all. We were all trying to figure out how do we do this and try to work on Monday for folks who had to work on Monday.
Yeah.
So we had a late start to the day, got out there. Still though, I mean, a really good crowd. Like people were saying that both Saturday and Sunday, that was the loudest that they had heard the dish maybe ever, and it was a much closer game, very intense. I will say I felt great to start. I mean, we jumped out with crazy lead. I mean, Aiden Robbins hit a home run. Carson Titty hit a home run, back-to-back home runs to start the game. And I was like, oh, right.
This is great.
And we were all joking because those two, who are some of our best hitters, actually didn't have great hitting games the night before on Saturday. Everybody else hit. And so we were like, all right, now Aiden and Tinny are going to, carry on this party. And then it kind of, then we got 2 more runs, but it was like, it kind of got silent a little bit after that. And their pitcher kind of settled in. And then we got 2 more. Again, Robbins and Tinny both added RBIs in the second inning. So it was those 2 guys again. So we went up 4-0. So again, we're like, okay, 4 runs. Ruger's pitching. He's looking good. But then Oregon started to chip away. And so then it flipped in the 7th where Oregon took the lead 5-4. I mean, we were all it was late. We were like, we can't come back here tomorrow night. We all have to, this is,
and we hadn't been, and we kind of had stalled out. Like we weren't getting people on base. It was just kind of like, oh my God, like, or we would get somebody on and then nothing, same kind of thing, not move them around.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely stalled out. So then Thomas Burns came in relief of Brody Walls, struck out that batter for the second and third out. Thank goodness. And it was kind of intense because at first when we brought in Brody Walls, all of us were like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And then he needed some help. And so then Burns came in.
And again, Burns had to come in with the guy's count.
Yes. Which doesn't happen in baseball, y'all.
Not often. No.
I mean, that means like you're like, we're going to win this dang game. We're not waiting for this pitcher to finish the batter.
Right.
And then we got to the top of the 8th and we rallied. It was awesome. Tenny drew a walk. Pat got hit by a pitch. Temo had an infield hit. And then our boy A-Rod, he had a great weekend. Great weekend. And he just came through with this amazing double down the left field line. It was a beautiful hit. Everybody ran around, came through. We scored 2 runs. It was awesome. And that was with 2 outs.
Yeah.
So that was just huge. I mean, we were all just freaking out. And it was right. And I think that's what people said is when A-Rod hit that double, that's the loudest they've ever heard Dish. People who'd been there for, been to a million games, and they're like, that is the loudest we've ever heard that place be. So that was cool. Mm-hmm. And then our boy Sam, Cozy, Cozart came in and just shut it down, y'all. Like, I was so proud of him and happy for him. I mean, he was just like, no problem. I mean, just out, like it was crazy. It was awesome.
And today, or it might have maybe, but Sam and Anthony Pack both were named freshman All-Americans today to the National Baseball Writers Association thing, their team. So that's awesome. I mean, and those 2 are still in the hunt. I'm one of them is got to have to be the freshman of the year.
Has to be.
If there is somebody else out there, I'm like, because after our regional last week, I was like, it's got to be Anthony Pack. After he had 4 home runs or 5 home runs or whatever, the whole 9 yards. But now it's kind of like, well, now, but Cozart could be freshman pitcher of the year.
True.
So, and then Anthony Pack could be freshman of the year.
Yeah, there we go.
And which I made most of you listening, I'm sure have heard by now, but still it's something to brag on, is that this is our 39th time to go to Omaha, which is far and away the most of any team in college baseball. Miami has been the second most times with 25 appearances. So, I mean, we're 14 appearances more than them. So it's hard pressed to think anybody could catch us based on how sports go these days. So, just super, super excited about them being in Omaha again.
I know, it was fun to see all the graphics come back. University of Texas at Omaha, Omahorns. I was like, yes, this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is why we're so good. So it's been super fun. And like to just see how happy all the boys.
Oh, yeah. And how they ran out to left field. And I mean, and they didn't just run out in the mob and stand there. They literally went down the fence and gave us all, like, if you had your hand out, they were slapping everybody's hands the whole way. The whole entire team did it. It was awesome. And then they got to fire the cannon.
Yeah. And Ruger led that charge, Kasey.
Yes.
It was Ruger who like led it up there. And and I feel like they came through like twice. Like they were like,
yeah, I know.
to give people high fives, and then and it was fun to see Aiden blow the cannon. And then it was just, they were all just having a good old time up there. It was really fun.
And I saw some pictures of like, I think Luke Harrison was the last one to leave.
Yes.
Leave the field. Yeah. And then also like Carson Tenney and who were the other ones? Maybe Timo. Mm-hmm. And but they were out there like just picking up the confetti and stuff. They didn't want to leave the field either. So they were just like picking things up, So I thought that was really cool.
It's so cool. Yeah, they were saying, Luke's last game at the Dish. I mean, a couple of guys, their last game at the Dish. Yeah. But, for somebody who has been here as long as he has and is not.
Yeah, I mean, he's been here 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It was cool. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm super. It's one of those things where how I get like emotional. I get like, I'm glad that they're like, certainly the seniors that they're finally getting to go. And then like, I want our players to have that experience, like, to have gotten to be there and that be like, that's why they came here,
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it is, as Coach Loss has said, it's expected. And so when we don't go after a certain amount of time, we're kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah. And I thought it was cool that Coach, like immediately in the press conference, had the two people that he immediately thought about first were Scott Wilson, and they had Scott's caddy out right behind us in left field.
Yep.
And they were like, he's going with us, so that was just super cool. And that, and that Schloss just like acknowledged that and like said, that it's thought about Scott Wilson, and he said he thought about Augie Garrido.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was super cool of him as well.
Yep. It was great.
Yeah. So here we go.
It was really great.
It was really great. I remember at the end, Brian tried to pass me a bottle of champagne before the game was over, Kasey, and I was like, get away from me.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't even think about it.
Those of us who know, like, it is like, we are a little superstitious.
I know. Well, even Kelly, that I think when at one point, I think when it was when we already had taken the lead. So it was like, Sam had come out for the 8th and just to pitch, and Kelly was trying to lean up because like Robert was up there squatted down, but everybody was standing at that point. And she's like, I kind of want to move over and so I can see. And I'm like, well, go ahead and get up. She was, no. Everybody needs to stay in their positions. Stay in your positions. I started laughing. I go, well, yes. Okay. I agree with that too.
Yeah. Brian tried to hand me that champagne and I was like, no, sir. And then he like passed it to Antonio and I was like, that's on him. I was like, I just know I am not doing going to
be responsible. Right.
No, any type of responsibility for an early celebration or assuming this thing is over until it's over.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was really fun.
Oh gosh.
Then here we go. Omaha. So like we mentioned, we start against Georgia Saturday night, 7 p.m. Like you mentioned, Case, our bracket starts with all SEC. It's Georgia, OU, and Alabama. So OU did face Alabama in the regular season.
No, they may have, but we did.
Oh, we did. You're right.
We faced both of them. No, they may have played each other, but we swept OU.
That's right.
2 or 3 of Alabama.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't.
So we know Georgia is really good. They won the SEC regular season. They won the SEC tournament. They have the highest rank at number 3 coming in. They have huge bats. This guy, Daniel Jackson, was the SEC Player of the Year. Their pitching is considered good and deep. So we'll see. I mean, their bullpen folks say has been a little iffy in the postseason. But I assume Saturday the Volantis will start.
Yeah, I would. I mean,
first game.
I can't imagine why he would not.
I can't imagine why you can't. I mean, it's Georgia. You got to.
No, you're not messing around right now. No, just you win. You go in to win the game. You figure out the next one the next day.
Yeah. And we just need our bats need to stay super hot. We just got to keep it rolling. Everybody.
I mean, I feel like if we can beat Georgia, we got a good chance here. Because
I agree. I think if we can win this first game, and then it's like it's big. So there we go.
Definitely going to be excited.
It's going to be exciting. Yeah.
What time is your flight home on Monday? Do you know?
1.
You leave there at 1?
Yeah, we leave there at 1.
Okay.
Leave there at 1, have a stop somewhere, and I think we're home by, I don't know, like 5-ish. It's not too bad.
Okay, well, so hopefully
there's no direct flights anymore to Omaha.
Oh, okay.
Impossible. They used to have them, not anymore.
Hopefully we'll be in the winner's bracket on Monday so that you're able to watch Monday night.
Yeah, exactly. So we go to from 1 o'clock, then we go to Denver, and then from Denver we go to Austin. We're home by 5:30.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that's not bad.
Nice.
Yeah, and I can't wait. And then we should also mention we have one big around the horns.
Oh yes, another big shout out! Congratulations to our softball team for back-to-back national championships. I know that Jordan mentioned it on Friday's last week's podcast, but still such a awesome winning series. Well, the whole College World Series, for them to lose the first game and then just to just to settle in and be calm and collected and just
rally,
win out from then on, just every game.
I think that was your consistent text. You're like, these girls are just so calm and collected. They just, they believe, that they can come back. And it was cool to watch Tegan come in at the end, and she was just like killing them.
Just rock solid. Yeah.
Rock solid. And the commentators just kept talking about how she's just so smooth when she's up there, And, it was super fun to watch those girls. And then, fun enough, they came to the baseball game on Saturday night.
No, Saturday.
We saw, who was it, Case? Like, Tegan,
Reese Atwood,
Citlali, and
Viviana Martinez.
Yeah, Viviana Martinez.
Yeah.
So we all like cheered for them as they were walking through that. They came through our gate in like the left field area, and
apparently it was like, as our friend Britt Peterson said, the next day he said it. He goes, "It's like having the Beatles up there or something. It's like everybody's like mobbing them, and having like an."
He was like, they were in the suite with the door closed. We were trying to give them some time to just enjoy the game. He was like, people just were opening the door, like it wasn't like they were just welcome. He was
wanting their picture with them.
Yeah, he was like, they weren't knocking on the door or anything. They were just walking in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm sure they were super wonderful and gracious.
So I would imagine, I don't know for sure. I haven't seen an update, but there's also this thing called the Director's Cup. That's a huge deal to CDC, our athletic director. And we've won it. I know we won it last year. We might have won it the year before that, but we've definitely won it several times since he's been here. And I would think that we are leading, or, we have to be if we're not leading, we're neck and neck with somebody, because we have 3 national championships this spring. And then
it's like rowing did it, softball did it,
and men's swimming and diving. And then women's swimming and diving finished 3rd. Women's basketball went to the Final Four. Men's basketball took us to the Sweet 16, so that gave us points.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's quite a bit. Men's and women's golf both made it to the quarterfinals. So it's a good to be an athlete at Texas right now.
Right. It's a great athletics program.
Yeah.
It's a great time to be a Longhorn fan.
Yes,
come and join us. Anyways, so hopefully it keeps going for this baseball.
I guess thinking about this, us and Alabama are the only 2 schools though that will have had their teams go to the men's and women's College World Series, because Alabama softball went too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
very cool. All right. Well, we are kind of officially done in the dish of left field.
Yes.
But we will see you in the Omaha, Nebraska left field. And then we'll keep you updated on what happens next.
Yep.
So
you'll have all the fun.
Yeah, thank you. Y'all in left field.
All right. See you in left field.